It's home sweet home cooking with Rocky and his mom.
And where are we at?
My house, my kitchen.
As always. So today we have gonna do 3 recipes today. I was gifted a case of sweet potatoes. There's no way I can eat a whole case of sweet potatoes as big sweet potatoes. So I baked a bunch of them. There's some bunch of smaller ones and some odd shaped ones. So I baked them. I let them cool off a little bit. I scooped them out of the skin, and I've got a big old pot of mashed baked sweet potatoes. And this is going to be the key ingredient for these 3 recipes. Plus I'm shooting one more video for the Thanksgiving meals about a sweet potato casserole, which will be coming out in a few weeks. So stay tuned for that. But right now we're going to go ahead and get some of the ingredients measured out and get this started. So it'll be 2 breads, sweet potato breads, and 1 sweet potato pie. We're actually doing 2, but it's going to be the same recipe. So stick around and we'll be right back. So we're set for the sweet potato bread recipe number 1. This is actually going to go in a skillet. So I've got the skillet greased. The oven is going to be preheated to 350 degrees. I'm doing 3 recipes, so I'm going to wait till they're all done before I put them in so they can go in at the same time. So let's get going. This one calls for the dry. This is a bread, like a muffin mix. So you're going to use what's called the muffin method. You're going to mix your dries, you're going to mix your wets, and then you're going to bring them together. So the dry ingredients are 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. To that, you're going to add your 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground clove, 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, as well as 2 tablespoons of fresh orange zest. I've got them all in here. It smells delicious. I'm going to add the dries, and I'm going to give it a mix. Dry spoon for now. When you're doing the muffin method, take note that doing quick breads like this, sugars are considered a wet ingredient, so do not mix them in with your flour. Next are the wet ingredients. It's going to be 1 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar, or brown sugar, 2 eggs, one-half cup of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and the star of the show is going to be the 1 cup of your mashed brown sweet potatoes.
Uh-oh, we're almost out of vanilla.
You got more. Alright, I'm going to give this a mix with the beater, and when I get this mixed up, I'll be right back. Alright, well, this is mixed, blended nice and creamy, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Scrape down the sides just a little bit. And to that, going to add your dries. Also at this time, I'm going to add in the 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. And give it another mix. Give that a taste.
Sure. We don't have to bake it, we could just get spoons.
That's good. Alright, so it's a greased skillet. It's a 10-inch skillet. Cast iron, of course. You could do this in a loaf pan if you wanted, but I figured, well, why not? Come on. Probably should have used my bigger spatula for this one. I'm trying not to make it. I'm trying not to get every dish dirty in the house because we are doing 4 recipes today, and somebody's gonna have to clean when I'm done. Just give it a spread. And like I said, this will go in an oven, 350 degrees preheated for uncovered for 30 minutes because it's a little bit thinner of a bread. It's not going to be in a loaf pan. If you're doing it in a loaf pan, it's going to have to bake longer because it's taller, but this is thinner, so it's going to bake faster. And
You want me to start the other oven?
Nope. I'm going to wait till all 3 of these are done.
Okay.
So, 30 minutes, test it with a toothpick or a knife. When it comes up clean, it's done. And we're gonna get this cleaned up a little bit and get started on the next bread recipe. And for bread number 2, another sweet potato bread. I'm going to dries of the dries. This one is a little different, and it uses self-rising flour, so there's a cup and a half of self-rising flour. To that, for dry ingredients, is 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. That's it for the dry. So just a little stir. The wets on this one are going to be 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup veg oil, and 2 tablespoons of milk. I got them both poured in. There they go. 2 eggs, slightly beaten. They'll beat in here. It's fine. And we're going to add 1 cup of the star ingredient, mashed sweet potatoes. And that's it for this. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the blender, the mixer real quick, and I'll be right back. And now I add the dry ingredients to the wet. And at this point I'm going to add in 1 cup of chopped pecans, 1/2 cup of golden raisins, and I'll give it another mix. And once you got the wet and the dry mix, it's going to go into a greased 8x4 cake pan or loaf pan, bread pan.
But you haven't got your butter yet.
That's for the other recipe. And this one here is going to be the same way. I'm just going to spread the batter out. I keep wanting to say dough because it's bread, but it's not really bread. It's a quick bread, so it's a dough, not a batter. Or a batter, not a dough. Sorry. Nice even layer across there. Give it a little taste. This is going to be so good, folks. Alright. I'm going to get this set aside. This is going to also go into a 350 oven for 1 hour and 15 minutes until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. We'll let it cool in the pan for 15 minutes and then remove from the pan to completely cool for 1 hour. I'm going to get this set aside and get this stuff reset up, and we'll go ahead and make the pies. And for today's final recipe, we're going to do sweet potato pies. And to the sweet potato pie, I already have, we're doing a double. We're going to do 2 pies. So I've got 2 cups of the mashed potatoes. This is per, so I'm doubling it. Calls for 2 cups. I've got 4. Calls for 1/2 cup of softened butter. I've got 1 cup. Melted because I forgot to pull it out of the freezer. 1 cup of sugar. I've got 2. Mom!
What?
You left some butter wrapper in the butter.
Oh, I thought so, but then when I tried to get it, it seemed like it was melted.
Calls for 2 eggs, so I'm going to do 4 eggs. Oh, I guess the milk first, 1/2 cup, so I've got a whole cup of milk. For those that don't know, pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie are like custard, so you're going to have milk and egg in them, for sure. There's my 4 eggs to make my double. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, so I got a teaspoon of each pre-mixed. Those are going to go in, and then I'm going to take it for a spin. And when I get this blended up, I'll be right back. We'll pour it off in the pans, and then I'm going to do something special to one of the pies that I'm not going to do to the other, so we'll have pies in 2 different ways. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've got it mixed in. One ingredient that I forgot to put in was vanilla. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla per, so there's 1 whole teaspoon between the 2 of them. And with the help of my lovely assistant, seeing I couldn't get one, my mom's going to help me instead. put it in the pie pans.
Well, you didn't say that.
Just leave it. It's fine. A little bit of skin. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Now these are 2 different size pie pans by about, I don't know, an inch and a half.
1 inch.
1 inch difference. So one's gonna have a little more than the other. But we're gonna try to get them so they're equal in height and one isn't too skinny. I count out most of the weights out I can get it. Now you did a sweet potato pie a week ago for Dad.
Yeah.
Did you notice any big difference between your recipe and the one that I found?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to you.
Were you paying attention when you made yours?
No.
Okay. Just follow the recipe and go. Where did you get your recipe from? Was it
Betty Crock.
Betty Crocker? Okay. I honestly don't remember where I got these. I got them online, I think. I know one of the recipes, I kind of took 2 of them and mixed them a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be that one. Now for the difference, like I said, what I did to make it different is...
You got to put the topping on.
That's going to be on one of them. You can take that one away. I take the topping that I found on the recipe for a sweet potato casserole, and that's a half. I didn't do quite full amounts, just shy of a half cup of packed brown sugar, shy of a half cup of chopped pecans, shy of a quarter cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 tablespoons of cold butter. Take the butter, the flour, and brown sugar, and you cut it in, and then you mix it up, and you stir in your pecans. And I'm just going to use that to coat the top of this one. These will go into a 350-degree oven for
An hour, I'll bet.
I don't know, I've got that part covered up. 350 degrees for 55 to 60 minutes, and you want to pass the knife test where you take a knife, you put it in the center, and if the knife comes up with pumpkin pie filling on it, or pumpkin pie, I knew I was going to say it at some point in the video. Sweet potato pie. If it comes up with the wet sweet potato pie filling on it, you got to let it cook for a little bit longer until the knife comes in and comes out clean, and then you're done. So we're going to get these in the oven. Once they come out of the oven, I'm going to cool down a little bit before we get to the taste test, but we will be back for a taste test. Stay tuned. Okay, everything is done and baked, and we got a lot of food here. Let's try the skillet bread first. First one that we did. A small piece here. I'm really looking forward to these breads because I do like these quick breads, soft breads, whatever you want to call them. Go ahead and cut a piece of the other bread while I'm cutting. And I would prefer butter, but this is the margarine household of my parents. So if you could put some of that on there. And I've already cut a piece of pie because I didn't know how well I was going to turn it on camera. You never know with being the first piece. And they cut easy, they're nice and soft. This one baked for 30 minutes and was pretty much done right away. This one was done a little bit ahead of time, it's even a little bit brown. The pies, I think this one came out a little bit early, but this one took longer. It was on the bottom shelf. It probably cooked a little bit longer too, but I don't want to let it go too long, so I don't want to get any burnt flavor to it. So, skillet one first. Cheers.
Beers.
Beers. I don't know if beer would be good with this.
That's good.
Wow, they're good. This is the one that has the cloves, the cinnamon, the ginger, and the nutmeg in it. So this is the one that has, and I believe this one had the orange peel too. I can taste it.
I can too.
That's good. Oh boy, is that good. Now the second one, which just has cinnamon and nutmeg. I want the heel piece. The heel of the heel. Now this one has raisins in it. I'm not a big raisin fan. But I like it.
We should be cleansing our palate with the margarita. No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's good too, even with the raisins. Honestly, I'm not a big raisin fan. It's some golden raisins, that's why I like it. Take first bite of that one?
Mm-hmm. And that's good.
Mm-hmm. I like them both. A little bit different. I mean, the flavor is different because of the different seasonings, different spices in them. I think I like the flavor of this one a little better. But I like the texture of this one better. It's more like bread. This one's a little
I
bit
like
soft.
that one better.
The flavor?
Uh-huh.
Well, I like the bold spices. I think this one might have been able to bake for just a hair longer. If I did this one again, I might double it and make it a full pan. Because I think I'd have enough room in there for a double batch. All right, now the pie. I'm not going to touch this one. It's the same pie as this. This one just has the sprinkles on top. I'm going to save that one for my dad. Why do I taste clove in this one? This doesn't have any clove in it. Did you put clove in it when I wasn't looking? Clove would be good in it, by the way. I love clove.
So it tastes more like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah. It does taste a lot like a pumpkin pie. I like it. I do. Did you get a taste of it yet? It's a little while working the bread down.
Working the bread.
A little bit of ice cream on here. A
Ooh.
little bit of whipped cream.
Ooh.
Or not. I like it just the way it is. And I do like it with the pecans and the brown sugar on top.
Mm-hmm.
It adds more of a texture to it. Because this is kind of like custard. There's not much texture to it. That's good.
Well, that's a pumpkin pie is just a custard.
Yeah. And that's why I think pumpkin pies, I like them both, but they're not my favorite pies because of the texture. This adds texture to it. Kind of like she made an apple pie the other day, and she did, instead of putting a crust on top, she did the streusel top. And I like that sometimes better than a regular pumpkin pie because I like the textural difference to it. But I think all three of these recipes are fantastic. We also made today, which is not going to be in this video, is a sweet potato casserole, which turned out fantastic as well. And out of that big bowl of sweet potatoes I still had enough left over. And these are going to go in the freezer. I've got 3 cups set aside. We can do another casserole. And I got 2 more bags of 2 cups. 2 cups is enough to make 2 loaves of bread or another pie. So we've got enough in that one big bowl of sweet potatoes. We could have had another casserole, 2 more loaves of bread, and 1 more pie. This counter would have been full of sweet potato desserts. They're all good. Give them a try for sure. The casserole video is going to come out somewhere around the beginning of November in time for Thanksgiving. So if you see this before, be on the lookout for that one. I'm not sure when this one is going to be coming out yet. Maybe
That was really the best of all.
You think?
Yeah.
I
mean, I liked them all.
like the flavors of this one the best.
I like the flavors in that one better.
I mean, they're all great. I wouldn't turn any of these away. That was fantastic, and I think as you could almost have it as a dessert, almost, or you could have it just as it's almost too sweet for a side dish, but it's almost not sweet enough to be a dessert on its own. It's right in the middle, so it could actually go either way.
Well, that would take the place of candied sweet potatoes.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to have the canned sweet potatoes, and some people don't like those. And then, like I say, there's no marshmallows. This is the non-marshmallow one, so it's more of just a standard casserole. But anyway, I think all 3 of these are great. I give thumbs up to all 3 of them. I have 4 of them. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of them. Which you'll have to wait to see that one because that's not in this video. And I'm going to look forward to making some more of these. We've got enough set aside where if we do some, we're not sure if we're going to have Thanksgiving here or not, an actual one. Due to other family members being away, it might just be the 3 of us. And I may end up going to do Thanksgiving with my girlfriend's family anyway. So we may not do this. Or I might take it with me to their family, or to their family's Thanksgiving. But give these a try. Give them a thumbs up. It's something different than pumpkin pie. This is a southern thing. Sweet potatoes are definitely a southern thing. And we're in the south, so go sweet
We're in the
potato.
south.
Go sweet potatoes.
Go Packers. Oh wait, they're down the south.
Thank you for watching, y'all. Have a great day.